Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to High Top Sports Network's presentation of WPIAL Class 3A Playoff Football, the semifinals here tonight at Gateway High School in Monroeville. My name is Josh Schreckengoss. To my left, Judd Stewart, as well as Mason Flanagan on the boards tonight. And we are very thrilled to bring you this semifinal matchup in the WPIAL. Number 1 seeded Belle Vernon about to take on the number 4 Freeport Yellowjackets. And last week, both of these teams, huge wins. Thank you for joining us on our True Value pregame. True Value in Sarver, your neighborhood hardware store. And that is the Freeport Yellowjackets in white staring down the Belle Vernon Leopards as they come out and burst through their banner. But both of these teams, huge wins last week. Judd, we got to see it. Freeport really took it to West Mifflin, 42 unanswered points in a 42-6 victory.
Yeah, absolutely, Josh. It was a wet Friday night in Freeport, Pennsylvania, but it was a good time nonetheless for the Yellowjackets. That was kind of the story. It's been kind of the story of their season all year long. They kind of, as we've said several times, class of their division, class of their the conference almost, and so every game has almost been a blowout. So it's going to be interesting to see here tonight. Stiffer competition, I'd say. So I'm going to be very curious to see what it's like when Freeport has to go for a full game rather than just kind of that early punch in the mouth that we've seen some of these teams give, and then Freeport pulls away. But I think this is going to be a little bit of a stiffer test for Freeport tonight.
Definitely a stiffer test. Belle Vernon coming off a 55-7 win over East Allegheny last week, and this team, no stranger to postseason play. Last year, WPIAL runner-ups. The year before, as well, WPIAL runner-ups. So they want to get there. One WPIAL championship in Belle Vernon history that came back in the mid-'90s. I believe it was 95 or 96. I don't have my notes right in front of me at this very moment because it's brisk up here. The stuff, papers are blowing around all over the place. But over the past few years, Belle Vernon really one of the predominantly extremely excellent programs in the WPIAL Class 3A. So Leopards, they are led by one of the best running backs you will see, a 5-star recruit, Quentin Martin, number 25. So keep an eye out for him. Just a junior, but listed at 6'3", 200 pounds. Quentin Martin, actually a 5-star recruit. So he is capable of putting up big numbers. But Mason and I were talking on the ride down this year. They kind of had him on a pitch count so far this year, Belle Vernon has. Martin not getting maybe the volume of carries or touches that you might expect out of a 5-star recruit like that. But, he plays both ways. He's also a defensive back, very skilled in the defensive backfield. So if Freeport quarterback Gavin Croney drops back to throw, be aware of number 25. He can make plays all over the field.
And that's one thing that Freeport hasn't had to do a ton of, especially last week, given the rain conditions, that kind of thing, that, Croney wasn't really expected to get back there and pitch the ball, throw the ball too much at all. So tonight, it's going to be a very cold night. The ball's going to be hard. It's going to be tough to catch. So we'll have to keep an eye on that for both sides of the ball, but especially for Freeport.
It's funny you bring that up, Judd, the rainy conditions and Croney not having to throw as much as maybe in a close game he might, or if they were down. But he did make some really big throws. I remember
Absolutely.
A couple of throws in particular to Brady Stuyvesant, and that's been his favorite target so far this season, Stuyvesant has. So we will have to be on the lookout. But obviously the engine that makes the Freeport offense go, number 2, Ben Lane. Last week, our player of the game, Ben Lane, just a monster night, 4 touchdowns on the ground, led the way for Freeport, even though, like you said, they struggled with those rainy conditions, bunch of fumbles in the first 6 possessions. I think we had 4 fumbles between Freeport and West Mifflin in the first 6 possessions of that game.
Did. Yeah. Well, I think it was the first play of the game for West Mifflin, they fumbled the ball, and then I think it was maybe 2 or 3 plays after that, Freeport fumbled it again, and it was kind of a very sloppy back and forth. But then, like you said, Freeport able to get their feet up underneath them and pull away. And you don't know what to think about that when you come off a game like that where you do kind of blow a team out, right? And then the next week, what do how do you prepare, right? When you've kind of had these high expectations all year. You've had such a potent offense, such a potent defense as well. When you're coming into this great unknown with a team like West Mifflin. It's going to be interesting to see what happens.
So the captains shake hands. I believe they said Freeport won the toss and elected to defer. I couldn't really hear it through the headphones. We are way up high here at Antimarino Stadium in Monroeville, home of the Gateway Gators. Just a beautiful facility. And we're up on the third floor here of this just immaculate press box. It's one of the nicest stadiums, one of the nicest facilities, and one of the nicest press boxes. The only complaint we have tonight is that the window's open.
Yeah.
We got to have the window open.
Gotta
to
have
be
the
able
window open.
to
But
film it, but the
I don't know. It's kind of keeps you close to the game. Doesn't make you feel like you're, if you wanted to be warm, we might as well be watching this thing at home, right? So if we're gonna be here, I guess we should be a little cold as well. But you're right. This press box is incredible. This is just a fantastic facility. Once again, though, I coming down that 28 corridor there, staying off that, getting off that highway there in New Kensington and finding my way down here. But I tend to do that on my Friday night. So this is maybe, I think, the last Friday night that I'm going to do this. But hopefully we end on a good note here.
Well, it may be the last Friday night that we do this as High Top Sports Network in the fall. This game also being streamed on the Trib High School Sports Network, and they are the exclusive provider of the WPIAL championship game. So they'll have it next week. Really, the only chance for us to continue in the fall is if Freeport pulls the upset and is able to win a WPIAL championship and qualify for the state tournament. Then we would be able to jump back in the first round of states. Not saying it won't happen, not saying it can't happen, but those are kind of the guidelines that we have to adhere to be able to broadcast another game this fall. So this may be our final broadcast of the fall, and thanks so much to everyone who has come out, supported us, tuned in, especially on the run of these Yellowjackets, not just on the gridiron, but on the volleyball court as well, Judd. That Freeport girls volleyball team won a 5-set thriller against Phillipsburg Osceola in the state semifinals to advance to the championship match. That is tomorrow against York Catholic in Mechanicsburg. And we are underway. Isaac Wetzel with a booming kick right to the goal line, bobbled off the helmet of number 10. That is Jake Getico. And it'll end up going across the goal line for a touchback.
Yep, we've seen that a few times this year, obviously.
Wetzel got that big booming
sure does.
Right leg.
Kind of scoping things out, looking to see what he might have to clear here tonight. Looks like it's kind of just, I can't tell what's down there in that far end zone down there. That might be woods. Over here, not much to clear there. That's kind of a big space behind the end zone there. I'd say that's probably where
that
they
goes
jump.
Down over the hill to the parking lot.
Okay.
So.
They probably do the high jump and some other stuff over there during track season, if I was guessing.
So first play from scrimmage here. Belle Vernon with the ball, handoff, taken up the middle, running hard. Numbers are tough to see from up top here.
Yeah, we are high up. Great place to watch a game. A little hard to call a game from up here, I guess, Josh.
That was Getico again. He muffed the kickoff a little bit there and ended up with a touchback. But Getico, a strong carry on first down. And that'll make it 2nd and 1 for the Leopards coming out. And you can see Quentin Martin down here on the near side of your screen, at the bottom of your screen, toward the near sideline. And they fire out to Martin. Nice catch, all hands, stiff-arming Ben Lane, but Lane able to hang on a tackle. But Martin...
Flag on the play there, Josh, it looks like. Yep, flag on the play down here on the far side, or the near sideline, excuse me.
Did not see that flag coming in. Oh, yeah, it's right there in front of the Freeport bench. And that was a heck of a throw by Braden Lux, the junior quarterback, 6'5", 215. Boy, that is quarterback size. And Lux fired it, and Martin, really impressive. That was a fingertips catch. That's a really nice hands catch by Martin, who was split out wide on the near side. So clock continues to roll.
Not sure what that flag was, Josh. They said flag on the play.
Might have been a sideline warning. We saw that. Excuse me, I said Freeport sideline. It's Belle Vernon here on the near side. So that might have been a sideline warning. We saw that last week in the Freeport West Mifflin game. And looking deep down the field for Martin, but too strong on the throw. Boy, Braden Lux showing off the arm right there, trying to hit Quentin Martin on that go ball.
Yeah, he had him, but just threw him a little too far, and it ends up going out of bounds.
So not bad. You get the first down there, take a shot down the field.
Yeah, it's early on. I'd say, it's a good way to test the defense. Again, I don't know, not a lot of familiarity between these two teams. You basically just get to know what you see on film. So, take a shot early on, try to stretch the field, see what they've got defensively, and go from there.
There's a handoff that looked like Gedico again. It was indeed, and he will move the sticks. Jake Gedico, first down carry there on 2nd and 10. Picked up 11.
Belle Vernon picking up this is their second first down of the drive here. 2 quick first downs. Again, that's not what we're used to seeing. Freeport usually kind of is the one that's doing that right there. Usually the ones getting those quick first downs, moving the field. But Belle Vernon kind of taking it to them here a little bit.
Well, keep an eye on those big boys on the offensive line. They can really get out and move. And here's a handoff. That one taken by Gedico, but he is tackled. A nice tackle at the shoelaces by number 44 for the Yellowjackets. That's Sellinger.
Yeah, Freeport, good tackling team, have been all year.
And going to get some substitutions there for Belle Vernon. Thank you for joining us. Early first quarter here on High Top Sports Network. This game also on the Trib High School Sports Network. And there's a handoff to Martin. He dances, finds a hole, tackled from behind. That was a good play to stop Martin from getting any extra yardage, even though he did have a nice carry right there. Colton Otterman came in from behind. Good tackle.
Yep, good tackle. Saved the yard, saved the first down there. So now it's 3rd down. See if Freeport can get themselves off the field here.
So a 3rd and 2 here for the Leopards. 3 men in the backfield. Martin gets it. He's going to fly toward the near sideline, breaks the tackle, and pushed out of bounds finally by number 9, Parker Lucas. But another good run here for Belle Vernon. They are matriculating the ball down the field here, Judd.
Yep, finding great success on the ground here so far. Finding a lot of success on that left side as well. I don't think hardly anything's gone to the right side of the field, so they see something obviously on that left side of the line of scrimmage, and they're going to keep at it looks like, here on this drive.
Lux in the shotgun. Going to take it himself. Lux up the middle. He's hit and hanging on for dear life right there was Zach Clark. Clark able to make the tackle. Lux probably got 4 on that run. So on the direct snap, the quarterback takes it. And inside the red zone are the Leopards right now.
And I remember in my playing days, those runs up the middle on a night like tonight were my least favorite, because you just knew that your hands were, you take that handoff and the next thing you know, you got 11 face masks smashing into your hands.
Yeah,
so I give
sure.
those kids a lot of credit for sticking their noses in there like that.
Oh, what a nice fake there by Lux, and he stays on his feet for the touchdown. Sellinger, oh, man.
Oh, hey.
Oh,
wow, I thought something was wrong.
I definitely thought we had a power outage here at Gateway, but no. That's a pretty cool effect after the touchdown. Belle Vernon strikes first from 16 yards out.
I'll tell you, Josh, we are not in Kansas anymore, man. This is
oh man,
this is high tech.
Oh, talk about a sweet little effect right there. The lights flashing as Lux from 16 yards out steps out of a last-ditch effort tackle by Sip Sellinger. Stays on his feet into the end zone for the first score of the game. 8:23 left here in the first quarter. That touchdown coming from inside the Steffi's Country Catering red zone. Check out Steffi's Country Catering for all of your home-cooked catering needs. The portions are generous. The food is tremendous. Steffi's Country Catering. Look them up on Facebook at Terry Steffi. So first score of the game here, Judd. Belle Vernon looked pretty unstoppable on that drive.
Sure did. Didn't seem like, aside from that incomplete pass, pretty much everything else they did worked on that drive. So I don't know, we'll have to keep an eye out there whether Belle Vernon decides to kind of just keep it on the ground or whether they'll go back to the pass. Certainly didn't need it there. And when it's cold, you kind of want to gut out that win. So see if Freeport can get something going here on their first possession of the game.
Well, the Jackets will receive the kick coming up from the Leopards here. After that touchdown, Lux from 16 yards out at 8:23 of the first quarter. And Belle Vernon lining it up, getting ready to attack this boot. Upcoming from number 88, Aiden Johnson. Or excuse me, I think that's number 86, Willie Schwera, my mistake. The 8s and the 6s, and maybe I'm losing my vision. Short kick right there, muffed by Stuyvesant, but he picks it up, able to get away from one man, but hit hard and dropped.
And nice job being able to get his hands back on that ball. But obviously some unfavorable field position here to start the game for Freeport.
Well, excuse me, both of these teams like to run the ball.
Sure do.
And we are going to see if Freeport can match what the Leopards did on their first drive.
That's kind of been their bread and butter all year. Josh, has been the running game as we talked about at the top. And this could be a ground game for both teams.
So Gavin Croney took pretty much every snap except maybe one or two last week from under center. Ben Lane right behind him. Lane motions a little bit. Now Clark in motion, and they hand off on the jet sweep to Clark. Looking for some room, cuts it back inside, and maybe a yard and a half there for Zach Clark on the opening carry for Freeport.
Yeah, not much there. You know, going to try to stretch it out there toward that far side, that near sideline, but just not anything there. But got a couple of yards. It looks like. Yeah, got about 3 yards there.
Yeah, it's so hard to tell up here. It seems like it's such a short run, but then you have to look across the field to the sticks where the down marker is spotted, and I thought it was yard and a half. It's double that.
Yeah.
So there's advantages of being up this high, and there are disadvantages.
Certainly are.
Especially when you're an old man like me and your eyesight is going. I should have brought the binoculars, honestly. So Clark in motion again, reverse, and that one's to Simonson. He's got some blockers out in front of him, sealing the edge right there. A nice block. Wow, what a good block by Gavin Croney to seal that edge and allow Stuyvesant to move the chains for the Jackets. Nice play call there by head coach John Gaylott.
Yep, and more success on the ground. You know, both teams so far having a lot of success running that ball, looking for that kind of that off. It's not really a draw, but it's that delayed handoff that kind of takes you either side, left or right, you know, depending. And that was a really nice cut. Nice seal on the edge there, too. And nice gain.
So first down here for the Jackets out to the 30-yard line, their own 30-yard line. Croney under center. Clark in motion. Croney handoff to Ben Lane. Nice cut in the middle. Oh, going between the guards and tackle right there was Ben Lane, and we saw that numerous times against the Titans last week. Just those shifty steps by Lane, and once he hits that hole, he hits it hard. Good 5-yard gain by Lane.
Yeah, he's got great field position, kind of just knows exactly where to go, find that hole, knows where to make his cuts. And, you know, obviously that's kind of been a huge part of why he's had so much success this year.
Second and 5 here for Freeport. Croney under center. Handoff there to Colton Otterman. Oh, Otterman is met and dropped. My number 3 for the Leopards.
Nothing doing there for sure.
Evan Polott. Well, they're going to say Dominic Sasko got in there first, but I'm telling you, I should have brought my binoculars. I'm really regretting it. I knew this press box was high, too, because I've covered games here as a reporter, but I always cover it down on the field.
Sure.
You know, for a newspaper.
You didn't think you were going to be all the way up here.
Certainly a beautiful facility, as mentioned, at Antamarino Stadium here in Monroeville. Handoff, and that is, was that Clark or Lane? Boy, I'm having a tough time. I think it was Clark.
Yes. Yeah, you're right. It was.
Zach Clark powering through the middle, so a third and manageable here for the Jackets.
Oh, that's fourth down? Yeah, this is fourth down.
Oh, excuse me. Sorry about that. Fourth and 2.
I heard the PA address announcer. They're going to punt it away, it looks like.
So punting it here on the 4th and 2. Wetzel going to kick it off. Let's see who's deep for the Leopards. And that is Martin back there. Let's see if he's electing to just back away as Freeport has that well covered. And downed by Brady Stuyvesant. 5:17 to go here. First quarter. High Top Sports Network would like to thank Armstrong County Memorial Hospital Concussion Care Clinic. They were our title sponsor and official broadcast partner last week, and they are so again this week. So thanks to the fine folks at ACMH Concussion Care Clinic. State-of-the-art, innovative care for concussions. Obviously, concussion's a big topic in sports, and the fine folks at ACMH Concussion Care Clinic can handle your concussion or your young athlete's concussion, and state-of-the-art care. As I said, very innovative techniques to help you get back in the game. So thanks to ACMH, our official broadcast partner tonight, Concussion Care Clinic. First handoff of this drive, and that is Martin up the middle, dives forward for about 4. Well, no, that spot goes back a yard from where the down marker is, so about 3 on that carry for Martin. Well, they're going to give him 4. So 2nd and 6. Lux in the shotgun, got Martin to his left. Handoff once again to Martin. Good hit in the hole right there. Let's see who that was that met Martin first. It looked like Clark coming in there, as well as number 64, Jacob Bollinger.
Yeah, Freeport had the drop on that one. They were ready. A little bit more crisp on this drive, I think. Had an opportunity to get a drive out of there, both on offense and defense now, and shake the cobwebs off a little bit. Like we said, after, kind of the season that Freeport had, where they were sort of dominating in a lot of these games. Now they have an opportunity to kind of, get it going here early on.
3rd and 4, Freeport shows blitz. They will blitz, get into the backfield. Martin able to bounce it outside, but he is wrapped up. That's going to be very close to a first down. We will see where the spot is, right around the 34-yard line.
Looks like this ref down here says first down.
Yeah, he did. He didn't need a measurement, and I thought that was going to be pretty close. But they spot it right at the 34-yard line, so Belle Vernon once again moves the chains. Quentin Martin looked like he might have been stopped there. Freeport brought the blitz at him. They were in the backfield, just Martin able to bounce it outside and get just enough for that first.
Just enough. And again, up here, I thought they had him for sure. And then, he was just able to kind of squeak out that little bit of extra yardage, extend his body, and get it over the line. So we got ourselves a first down here.
So Lux in the shotgun again. Handoff this time. Nope, he keeps it himself. Lux very, very good at that RPO fake. And he stepped out of bounds, tried to take on Stuyvesant, but he had me fooled twice. He had me fooled on the touchdown and had me fooled right there on a big gainer.
Had a few of the defenders fooled as well, it would appear, because that was a big, as you said, big chunky yardage.
Wow, heck of a run there by Lux, and he is showing some legs, listed, as I said, at 6'5", 215, and those long strides getting down the field, and he certainly didn't shy away from contact. He didn't think he stepped out of bounds, and he wanted a piece of Brady Stuyvesant.
Mm-hmm.
So fresh set of downs here for the Leopards. Lux, quick one to Martin. On the near side, Martin gets out of a tackle. Martin still on his feet. Martin, stiff arm, and he stays on his feet. 4 missed tackles make it 5 as Martin takes it 45 yards to the house. Quentin Martin sidestepping, stiff-arming, and running away from the Freeport defense, and that'll make it 13-0 here, 3:10 to go, first quarter. Wow, Quentin Martin, and that is why that young man is a 5-star recruit getting looked at by colleges all over this nation. Quentin Martin, he did it all. I mean, that's a throw out by Lux, Judd, right to the sideline, maybe 1 yard in front of the line of scrimmage, and then Quentin Martin did the rest.
Super impressive. Missed tackle after missed tackle. And we were talking earlier tonight about what good tacklers Freeport are. So, but you got a 5-star recruit out there, like you're saying. So that just, you have to be that much sharper and that much crisper. And that just goes to show you right there. Those shoestring ankle tackles, they don't always work. And sometimes you end up watching a guy run into the end zone.
Well, thanks to our great sponsors here on iTop Sports Network. Steffi's Country Catering, Douglas Insurance Services in Sarver, True Value Hardware, also in Sarver. And we had some sponsors jump on right before the broadcast. I mean, we were setting up our equipment here, and they jumped on right before the broadcast.
That's a good problem to have, that's for sure.
And that is the Farmhouse in Sarver, great wedding venue, event venue. Also, Clean Air Duct Cleaners in Freeport, thanks to them. So here is the kickoff, fielded by Stuyvesant. He spins out of a tackle and gets across the 30-yard line.
It's good starting field position for Freeport, able to get it up over the 30 there. Good stuff. So Freeport will come back out here onto the field looking to get something going here. Obviously the first couple of drives hadn't quite turned out the way that they wanted to, but this is, the games are still early, so still a good opportunity to get some momentum going here, and we certainly know that Freeport has that capacity in them. So now we'll see Croney step back under center again. He's got Lane behind him. Croney takes the snap, handoff to Stuyvesant, and he's going to throw it. He's got a man open.
Oh, what a play.
And what a play by Belle Vernon. Wow, what a play by that defender.
Well, that trick play got sniffed out, and a takeaway by the Leopards right there. I'm waiting to see the number as he gets close.
Number 19 is that, I think I see?
Looks like a number 19, and that would be Adam Lecarte. 6'1", wide receiver, defensive back, and boy, he saw that play coming. I mean,
that was good coverage. No, he had his man the whole way up the field. That was just darn good coverage, and unfortunately Stuyvesant just underthrew that ball just a hair, Josh. Not much, just a hair, and enough for that, gave that defender just enough time to get in front of the ball, and it's going the other direction.
Well, it's tough. Like you said, Lecarte didn't bite at all.
No.
He stayed with the man and
had his head turned the whole time. He was watching the ball almost that whole play.
Well, Lux gets hit as he throws, and getting in there to apply the pressure for Freeport, Mason Lowe's number 57. So that's what you need if if Lux is going to stand back there and try and go down the field. You got to get in the backfield quickly and put a shot on him, and that's what Lowe's was able to do right there to force the incomplete. I feel like I heard us.
I thought I heard myself as well.
Oh, Mason had the sound unmuted there for a second. I was like, it was like a ghost almost.
I thought it was like a delay. I was like when you call a radio station and keep your radio up too loud.
Well, a good tackle there, right at the line of scrimmage. Getico trying to go up the middle, but bringing him down. Isaac Woods, 6 foot, 260-pound junior, clogging that middle. Well, they're going to give Otterman half a tackle on that, too. And to me, it looked like nothing but Isaac Woods on that play, stopping Getico in his tracks. So a 3rd and 9 here for the Leopards. 2:22 left, first quarter on this Armstrong County Memorial Hospital Concussion Care Clinic game night. Josh Reckengost alongside Judd Stewart and Mason Flanagan. Another quick out to Martin. Here is trouble. Freeport unable to seal that edge, and Martin scampers forward for a first down, and he is just so quick and a good blocking out in front of that play too by his teammates.
Yeah, nice job getting out into the flat there, and I'm always so impressed when you see. Oh, was that a fourth down?
Oh wow, they stopped him.
They did. Well, now, oh yeah, they did. It's 4th and 1 here.
Well, it looked like his last step. I mean, they have black sidelines here.
I agree, Josh. I was just thinking the exact same thing.
And a push forward, and it looks like the Leopards.
On that second push, looks like they got it.
Yeah, the first push initially kind of looked, like Freeport was standing up, but then a couple guys came in from behind and pushed Lux forward over the first down marker. We are under 2 minutes to play here in the first quarter.
Beautiful night here. Cold, but beautiful night.
Oh, yeah.
This is a
lot better than last week's monsoon.
Way better than last week's monsoon, and this is a beautiful view up here in this from this stadium in this press box. It's a very unique place for a high school field.
Yeah, you can see down into Monroeville right
Yeah.
there. It's pretty cool. So Lux drops back on first down. There's a flag. Oh, that was popped up in the air. Good coverage by Crony jumping that route. I think this one's going against Belle Vernon. It looked like the signal that I saw was holding.
Yep. You are correct, sir. So that'll back Belle Vernon up a bit here.
So that'll make it 1st and 20. 23, excuse me, for the Leopards. 1:31 left here, first quarter. Shotgun snap to Lux, hands off to Martin. He's only going to get a couple. Good stand up at the line of scrimmage right there. Otterman in there. I see Zach Clark getting out of the pile. Also, big number 57, Mason Lowe's.
And that's more the Freeport defense we're used to seeing, that quick to the ball, that gang tackling.
Right.
That's what we've seen all year from them, and that's definitely what we saw in that play.
So 1 minute to go. First quarter. Clock winding. Long 2nd and 22 here. Lux rolling out to his right. Fires. Gets it there. And they're going to get the penalty yardage back +1. It's going to make it a 3rd and 9 as that pass is completed to number 2, Colton Lee.
A nice roll out there. And obviously with some of the earlier RPOs that we saw, Freeport has to be cognizant of that. So they've kind of got to have that spy, got to have that man. You can't be flying to the quarterback because he could split a run. He could take off that Michael Vick style at any time.
Right.
So Freeport has to respect that. So that's going to be tough for them all night long.
So Lux trying to keep the chains moving here for the Leopards. Oh, and he's hit hard, lobs it, and somehow on the comeback route, it's completed for a 1st down. Looks like Chase, well, I'm waiting for the Rukonen. I was waiting for the public address announcer to say that young man's last name because there are a lot of vowels in it. So Rukonen.
And you'll never forget that one now.
No, I will not. Well, I'll tell you what, Lux, he's showing a pretty strong arm because these throws are not set your feet, plant. They're rolling, and that was to his weak side right there.
Yeah, he's throwing a lot on his back foot, throwing a lot on the run, and he's got the confidence to do so. He's a tall kid down there for sure. So he's got good field vision, I'm sure.
Wow, Martin swallowed up immediately. Mason Lowe's having himself a first quarter. Tackle for loss right there on the extremely talented Quentin Martin, but boy, oh boy, as soon as Martin had that ball in his gut, there was nowhere to go.
Nope, and again, that's kind of getting back to what we were talking about earlier with that gang tackling, that swarming, if you will, that Freeport does, getting to those ball carriers. They've been doing it all season, and they're kind of finally starting to get to that rhythm, get into that here in this game.
Well, we are going to take a break right now, commercial break, and thank one of our fantastic sponsors, Armstrong Indoor Athletics, our broadcast booth sponsor for this game. Hop here in the AIA broadcast booth. We'll be right back.
Armstrong Indoor Athletics, located at 132 South Grand Street Avenue in downtown Katanning, offers a state-of-the-art training facility and top-tier instruction by experienced coaches to help turn your youngster into the best baseball or softball player they can be. Batting cage and bullpen lane rentals are available for 30 to 60-minute sessions, and you can also sign your baseball or softball player up for private hitting, pitching, fielding, and catching instruction with our knowledgeable staff. Be sure to visit Armstrong Indoor Athletics online at aia.team or call them at 724-599-9761 for more information today.
And welcome back to High Top Sports Network on this Armstrong. Oh, my goodness, excuse me.
Oh.
It crept up on me, frog in the throat, Armstrong County Memorial Hospital. Concussion Care Clinic game night Freeport down 14-0 here, start of the second.
Yep, try saying that with a frog in your throat, Josh.
I couldn't. So that play whistled dead. It looked like going down to one knee to make that catch was Lee. So, in the NFL, you can stand those back up and run with it, but not in high school football. Down after the completion was Lee. So Belle Vernon driving once again. They just look like a pretty sound football team, and Martin through the hole. Stays on his feet once again. Martin, one man to beat, and he will score again.
Wow.
Quentin Martin from 26 yards out this time, breaking tackles right and left, and that speed, Judd, boy, oh boy.
Hate to say it, but he made that look easy. That footwork is incredible. It's that kind of Barry Sanders-like foot. I mean, again, look, he's a high school kid, so let's
pump the brakes.
Let's pump the brakes. But it's that same kind of footwork, though. When you watch it, it's that those legs are always moving forward. It's impressive.
Well, Martin, 2 touchdowns, one on a 45-yard reception, one on a 26-yard run right there. And we are going to get our Clean Air Duct Cleaners extra point. The lefty boot over the band. Oh, nearly took out a tuba player.
Watch out.
I don't know if it's some brass. It's a trombone back there. Nearly.
That's a trombone there.
Nearly took out
Hit the railing, thankfully.
Oh, man, right beside that young man with the trombone. That's what I played.
My cousin played trombone for our band. Well, he was much younger than me, but he was the drum major.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I made it to 9th grade, and then sports took over.
Gotcha. Yeah, my 2 cousins were big they were like 10 years younger than me, but they were huge in the band in Butler. They're twins. One was the drum major, and the one now, she teaches music in Maryland somewhere. So they were both big band geeks, but I say that with all love and affection.
Well, I had a conversation with my mom at one point in 9th grade, and I said, you know what? I love the band. I love what it stands for. I love what it means. But I'm an athlete, and I want to devote myself to.
You couldn't do both? I mean, I see there's a young man on Freeport, number 33. I see him out there.
Oh, my brother did it too. My
Yeah.
brother did it too, and he would play offensive line for the Katanning Wildcats, and then at halftime.
How could you have the energy? What did he play? Like, was he a trumpet player? I mean, to go out there and, that would be tough.
He played the French horn, actually. Multi-instrumental, my younger brother, Jake. Kickoff taken at the 20-yard line here. Stuyvesant, good return. Tripped up, though, right around the 35, 36-yard line. So Freeport going to need a score here. 21-0. Belle Vernon on top, and we are just underway in the second quarter. So somebody's got to provide a spark here for the Yellowjackets. You don't want this one getting out of hand in the first half, Judd.
No, and obviously, you have your hands full with Belle Vernon's offense. You kind of knew that was going to be a kind of the case going in, so you could hope that Freeport would be able to hang with them, because I think that's kind of their best. That's kind of their best hope, right? Is to be able to kind of go toe to toe with them. So they need to do something here. This is teetering right now, and Freeport's got to put together a good drive here and get some points on the board for sure.
So first down, Lane in the backfield takes the pitch. Lane waiting for a block to get set up. Gets one. Stiff arm still on his feet. And he's up over the 40-yard line, about the 41. So a 6-yard gain for Ben Lane on first down. And, it's not that Belle Vernon has been able to contain Lane. It's just that they've been able to contain the Freeport offense. And Lane hasn't had a chance to get into that rhythm yet, which last week against West Mifflin, you feed him. He's going to pop a big one.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the kind of runner that he is. It's not that he takes a while to get going, but he does need that sort of that high volume load to keep himself going. And or I should say, to kind of get the train out of the station. It just hasn't happened yet. But I think Freeport's had good patience so far. Haven't seen them try to do anything crazy, that trick play aside, but otherwise they showed good patience.
Clark takes the jet sweep. He's going to be up over the 45 to about the 48-yard line, so that'll be a first down for the Yellowjackets. So it's not like Freeport isn't creating a little bit of offense here. You've seen that jet sweep a couple of times out of Clark. He's made positive gains on it. Lane, working hard in the running game. He has made positive yardage too. That trick play, it's just, those are one of those things. You're down 14-0. You're trying to provide a spark. And it was a good play call, I think. It's just it was a better defensive play.
Yep, absolutely. No, I wouldn't say it was anything too crazy. But, it's good to see them kind of, getting back to what works for them.
So Otterman in motion And Croney going to roll out. Let's see what he does. He drops it off to Lane. Nice pass and reception there. And the Jackets are in Belle Vernon territory. After that nice rollout and completion, Croney to Lane. Good for about, well, let's see where they spotted 15 yards right there. Good for about 17, 18 yards right there.
Yeah, but one of the better plays of the evening for Freeport. Ben Lane able to get that ball in stride and take it 17 yards. So let's see if they can build on some of this momentum here. They're creeping closer to that red zone. This is kind of just what the doctor ordered here for Freeport.
So on first down, Croney under center, Clark in motion to the right. Handoff Ben Lane. And, well, 4 Leopards there pounce on Lane. And he was waiting for that wall of blockers to get set up, and they did have it sealed to the right side. He was trying to cut back in toward the middle of the field. But Belle Vernon, give them credit, quick to the ball right there. Lane only getting 2 on that play.
Yeah, Belle Vernon has been quick on the ball all night long. They kind of have that sense of what Freeport wants to do, and they're meeting them right there at that line of scrimmage when they can.
So 2nd and 8 here for the Jackets. 9:25 left, first half. Clark in motion again. Takes the sweep, pitches out to Lane on the option. Lane cutting it all the way back across the field. Can he stay on his feet? Oh, tripped up. And he would have had a block from Croney, but a nice tackle there by Belle Vernon's number 6. And that is Alonzo Wade.
Yeah, Wade just able to get a hand on one of Lane's feet back there in that backfield and pull him down. And you're right, Josh. I think he did have some blockers setting up for him there on that far sideline, but just nice play by Wade to get in there and bring him down.
So Lane tackled for a 4-yard loss by Wade. And that's going to set up a 3rd and 12 here from the Belle Vernon 37. And I'll tell you what, you get 9 right here, and I would think about bringing Wetzel out for a field goal attempt. Brisk night, that ball's going to fly, I think. Croney firing deep, and that one's up in the air. Oh, trouble. And Martin. Oh, that wasn't Martin. That was number 19, and that would have been Adam LeCart's 2nd interception.
Second of the night, yeah.
The yellow gloves, that's why I don't know why I said Martin. He was down here on this side, but that would have been LeCart's 2nd interception in and out of the hands of Adam LeCart. So that one drops to the turf. 4th and 12. Jackets going to punt. Wetzel going to punt from the 37 here, and we've got a timeout. Let's see whose timeout it is.
Looks like Freeport.
Timeout Freeport. And our timeout sponsor this evening, Dr. Bert Hepner at Armstrong Orthopedics. Dr. Hepner's number 6. That is Alonzo Wade.
Yeah, Wade just
orthopedic
able to
surgeon.
Get a hand on one of
Knees,
Lane's feet.
hips, state-of-the-art equipment, state-of-the-art joint replacement surgery. Dr. Bert Hepner. You can find him at Armstrong Orthopedics at Armstrong County Memorial Hospital. And Armstrong County Memorial Hospital, also our official broadcast partner tonight, the Concussion Care Clinic, the title sponsor of this evening's WPIAL Class 3A semifinal football matchup. Freeport trailing Belle Vernon 21-0 right now. 8:25 left in the first half. And, you know, Quentin Martin, you can see why he is so highly sought after, just a junior, but 2 monster plays here.
Josh, have they brought the offense back out?
Well, yes, they did, and it's 4th and 12, so it looks like Freeport's going to go for it. Let's see if Croney does throw. He does indeed. I didn't know if they might pooch punt it. And Croney nowhere to throw it, and he's tackled right at the stick, so an interesting play call right there by Freeport.
Yeah, I'm not sure what they saw, you know, when they lined up the punt. They called the timeout, so I'm not sure what they saw or what they thought they might be able to get out of that. But clearly they thought they had something cooking there, but just not able to convert, unfortunately.
So the Jackets will turn the ball over on downs right now. And Belle Vernon, boy, their offense has been hard to stop this evening. Here at Antamarino Stadium on the campus of Gateway High School. Home of the Gators. Just a beautiful facility, thanks to Gateway Athletic Director Don Hall for all the hospitality. Got our own little booth here.
This has been great. There's heat.
There's heat right underneath us, which is very helpful with this window wide open right in front of you. You're taking the brunt of it.
Okay.
Your team player,
Mason's
Judd.
here too with me here. He's in with me in solidarity.
Not really. I don't know if I think my mic's on, but I'm not really getting not getting the worst of it.
Hey, Mason runs hot.
It's you know what, and it's
he
really,
doesn't get cooled easily.
Oh, I have I have 4 layers on right now, and I'm freezing cold all the time. But this has really not been too bad. The only thing I was worried about were going to be my hands, but it's been fine.
And Mason is in a tank top and shorts.
Yep, he's up here in flip-flops.
Good late November weather.
Yeah, it looks like a beach day for Mason up here in the press box in the Armstrong Indoor Athletics broadcast booth. AIA, great place to train your youngster. Baseball, softball, private instructions. You can rent the cages, get individualized pitching and hitting lessons, and they also have travel teams that play out of AIA, so check them out. Armstrong Indoor Athletics, our broadcast booth sponsor this evening. So the Leopards back on the field, 8:17 left first half. Lux in the shotgun, Martin in motion. And Lux going to take a shot deep down the field. Crony has his head turned away. Oh, nearly made a spectacular one-handed diving catch. That was looking like George Pickens going out for that one-handed, and he got his hand on the point of the ball. Just unable to haul it in. That would have been the play of the year right there if Gavin Crony, because he saw it the whole way. He saw Lux. You know, they sent Martin in motion short here. You're thinking maybe another one of those quick outs. They've been successful. No. Crony stayed with his man down the field, head around, and nearly pulled one in.
Yeah, Freeport could have used that one right there. That would have been huge for them. But that's got to give you some confidence, though. Again, you know, that was a great defensive play, something to build on.
Well, Martin takes that handoff. Zach Clark with that tackle, and I mean, Martin's going in there lowering the shoulder, and Zach Clark lowered it right back. I mean, that was a collision in the hole right there. Only a gain of 3 for Quentin Martin, so it sets up a 3rd and 7, and right now, here's where Freeport just has to get off the field, Judd.
They've got to get a stop here. You know, like we've said, we kind of been saying that here for the last couple of drives, but this one really would be great for them here to just be able to get a stop, get off the field, get some confidence.
So rolling to his right is Lux. Fires into traffic, tipped away. Nice play by Brady Stuyvesant, and that will force a 4th down. So that is what the Freeport Yellowjackets defense needed right there after turning the ball over on downs. They're forcing a punt here from Belle Vernon.
Absolutely, yeah. The defensive backfield for Freeport has been one of their strongest aspects of their team all year long, and Stuyvesant a huge part of that. And that was a big play by him right there. Now he's going to head on back and try to take this punt.
So Belle Vernon in unfamiliar position right now. That's the punt position. Haven't seen that out of the Leopards tonight. Here is the boot. Oh, nearly blocked by Colton Otterman. We've seen him do it this year. And taken on the run by Stuyvesant on one hop. He's out over the 45, but Otterman getting in there, Judd, just missed it.
That's been a hallmark of this team all year long. Special teams has played a huge part into Freeport's success, and certainly we've seen some games this year where they've blocked. I mean, we've had one game where they blocked 2 punts for touchdowns. So yeah, that's a big part of their game, and they almost blocked that one there.
So Freeport, good field position to start near midfield. 7:23 left first half. Crony under center. 2 backs. Those are Lane and Clark. Crony rolling out. Oh, he's got Otterman down the field. He doesn't see him. And he goes for Stuyvesant, but Otterman was wide open in the middle of the field. And that's what makes it so hard on those rollouts, Judd, is to look back against the grain of the way that you're rolling, because Otterman had 5 steps on his man.
Yeah, it's tough when you have to look back over your throwing shoulder and try to get across your body. And like you said, it's very tough to see that receiver on your blind side. Well, I guess that's not really his blind side, but it's tough to see that receiver.
Yeah, looking back, it's tough.
On that other side of the field. That's not easy to do.
So taking a shot down the field on first down were the Jackets. Now a 2nd and 10. Looks like Lane is the lone back. Motions a little bit to the left. And here is the jet sweep once again. Holding on to it, not pitching it with Stuyvesant, and he's going to get a couple near midfield. So that's going to set up about a 3rd and, we'll say 6, 7? 3rd and about 7.
Yeah, Freeport been in some tough yardage situations all night long, especially kind of when they've been in this middle of the field. It's been tough for them.
Well, I'm not 100% sure whose live stream is up on the scoreboard right now. I told them our link, but I don't see our scoreboard there. Maybe they... I'm not sure. It's somebody's. There's another entity here live streaming, I do believe. But we were asked to put our stream up, and I said, go for it. Here's Ben Lane trying to get outside, cuts it back, spin move, pushes forward, only going to get about 3, so that's going to set up about a 4th and 4. Yeah, it looks like about a 4th and 4 as Freeport is into Belle Vernon territory, but just barely across midfield, 4th down.
Yeah, they're going to send out the punt unit again. That's tough. I think Freeport was probably looking for a little bit longer of a sustained drive there at least. I would have liked to have seen them get kind of out of that mid-range of field and build something there, but unfortunately not able to do it. Now they're going to have to punt it away.
So Wetzel back to boot it. Oh, man, that snap took a while to get to Isaac Wetzel. And it's going to get a Freeport bounce.
Big time Freeport bounce.
Die right about the 15-yard line. So 5:40 left here, first half on this Armstrong County Memorial Hospital Concussion Care Clinic game night. My name is Josh Reckengoss. Judd Stewart to my left. To his left, Mason Flanagan.
And in front of us, Josh, the guy with the gold shoes, his shoes are lit up now. Now they're, see him? They're blinking.
Oh, man, my light-up shoes on. My light-up shoes on.
I don't know if I can get him on the camera. There he is in the blue jacket. For all you guys at home, let's see if I can get him.
They love the way my kicks flash.
Look at those shoes. Awesome.
Yeah, we see you pointed them out during pregames. Didn't know that they had lights involved.
No, this is a whole new level here.
So Belle Vernon going to start this drive at their own 15-yard line. 5:40 left here, first half. Leopards on top, 21-0 over the Freeport Yellowjackets. Couple of touchdowns by Quentin Martin, one through the air, one on the ground. And a nice play defensively right there by the Jackets, eating up that attempted carry.
Yeah, they were ready for that. They saw it, and again, that's more of that good swarming defense of the Yellowjackets, and I do mean that pun on purpose, and also it's very fitting. But
it is.
I like to throw that in as much as I can.
That was Getico on that carry. Nowhere to get it go. 2nd and 12, 2-yard loss. So Lux in the shotgun, takes it, handoff right there. Martin hit immediately, still stays on his feet, trying to push him forward is the offensive line, but Freeport, good penetration right there, got Martin, and that's just how good Martin is right there. I mean, he's met immediately and still able to push forward for about 3,
he's so hard to tackle. So hard to tackle. Keeps his, like we said earlier, keeps his legs moving all the time. And that's tough to bring a guy down that runs like that. And they're punishing runs too, but he's also got finesse. He's very, very talented.
Well, we've seen him break about 9 tackles total on his 2 touchdowns. And he's hit right there, not going to break that one. What a play in the backfield, Jackson Reiser. And I'll tell you what, I looked at Reiser's stats from that West Mifflin game, 16 tackles in that game. I mean, we said he was everywhere. Tackles for loss, sacks. But, he had a man's game against the Titans, and that was a man's tackle right there on Martin. Another tackle for loss by the Jackets on this drive, forcing a 4th and 14. So Belle Vernon going to have to punt out of their end zone. Oh, trying to block it again. Freeport getting oh so close. Oh, that ball bounced away from Stuyvesant. He was going to try and field it on the hop, and it bounced the other way. That's the way a funky oblong-shaped ball will bounce. But give credit to Freeport again, putting the pressure on right there, and Belle Vernon somehow able to get a decent boot away, got a good roll, and it ends up back on the Yellowjackets side of the field. 3:42 left here in the first half. You're watching High Top Sports Network. This game also available on the Trib High School Sports Network. And they will be the exclusive provider of the WPIAL championship game. Whoever makes it there, you can see that on the Trib High School Sports Network. But it has been our pleasure to broadcast these Yellowjackets all season long, as well as during the WPIAL playoffs. Lane takes that handoff from Croney and just worming his way forward for another 4 yards. Lane gets in there, and he's just so shifty.
That was a good little run there. In between the tackles, like you said, just kind of squeaking his way in there, finding some daylight. Nice little tough 4-yard run.
So Crody under center, takes the snap, handoff again to Lane. Hit, still on his feet. Oh, pushed backwards, an awkward way to come down there. Lane stopped, but he hops up. So a good stop there by the Leopards. Clock rolling, 2:41 left here in the first half.
Another big third down here for Freeport. I'm sure they want to come away with some points before the end of the half, and so kind of thinking they need to sustain something here on this drive.
Well, there's a flag on the play. Not sure what it is. Crony rolling, fires. Oh, that was pretty close to being early contact there by LaCarte. That pass intended for Brady Sullivan. See what the flag is right now. Illegal shift on the Jackets, so that's going to make it 3rd and 9 after this one is enforced.
They've declined it, it looks like the ref says. So that'll bring out the punt team.
4th down.
So 4th down and 4 after that penalty. And booted. Oh, man, that one got up in the air, was spinning sideways. Good roll again off that punt by Wetzel. So taking over with just over 2 minutes left. 2 minutes and 4 seconds left. In the first half. Belle Vernon about to take over here. Lux in the shotgun. Keeps it himself. And that time, Lux, oh man, able to fall forward for about 3. And Freeport, give them credit. They are meeting the ball carriers head on here for these Belle Vernon Leopards.
Yeah, he made something out of nothing there, Josh. Like you said, able to kind of just fall forward for a bit more of that yardage. And
so Lux on 2nd and 5 here, 90 seconds left in the first half. Oh, man, good run right there. Was that Getico? I believe it was.
yep.
Indeed, Getico moves the chains. And Sellinger with the tackle for Freeport. So 1st down there for the Leopards.
Yep, another 1st down here, bleeding some of that clock at the end of this half.
Lux gets the snap, going to keep it himself. And got a stiff arm into Clark, but Clark stays with it. And I believe I heard a whistle for a timeout. That is a Dr. Bert Hepner timeout. Armstrong Orthopedics. Dr. Hepner consistently ranked as one of the best orthopedic surgeons in the area. Joint replacement. You can check him out. acmh.org. You can find Armstrong Orthopedics. Dr. Bert Hepner, our timeout sponsor today. Thanks to Dr. Hepner for jumping on board this postseason. And thank you to all of our great sponsors this postseason to help us cover the broadcast fees and be able to bring you the action here throughout the fall postseason. We've done a lot of football, a lot of volleyball. It's been fantastic. Seen some really awesome games, some great plays, some great individual displays of talent, as well as some great team efforts.
Absolutely. Lots of good athletes here in Western Pennsylvania.
And nothing like Friday Night Lights. It doesn't matter if it's only 20-some degrees. At least it's not raining like last week. Holy man, that was rough.
I'll take this over that rain any day, Josh.
So 48.9 seconds left. 2nd and 8 here. Lux in the shotgun for Belle Vernon. Maybe trying to tack on one more before the half. Hand off to Getico. He is met by Jackson Reiser in there as well as number 59 for Freeport, Brady Pega.
And Belle Vernon getting right back up to the line. We haven't seen too much of that tonight so far.
Well, running that hurry up, and it works right at midfield. That completion from Lux to Lee out to the 50, and that'll stop the clock momentarily as the ball is spotted, now rolling again.
Belle Vernon right up to the line again.
Let's see if they take a deep shot here. Martin in the backfield, so not looking for that deep ball out of Martin, but 3 wide receivers. And this could be possibly the last play of the half. Lux keeps it, trying to get out of bounds, and he does with just 2.4 seconds left on the clock here in the first half. Reminder, folks, our halftime sponsor is Douglas Insurance Services of Sarver. Stick around. I hear the bands. I see the bands. So we will stick around and mic up the bands for the Douglas Insurance Services halftime show. Thanks to Marie and all the fine ladies over at Douglas Insurance for being a postseason sponsor here on High Top Sports Network. And last play of the half, going deep down the field and nearly picked off by Ben Lane. That pass will fall incomplete right around the 13, 14-yard line. So that'll do it for the first half. Belle Vernon.
We have a penalty here.
Well, it's going against Belle Vernon, I think.
Belle Vernon, yeah.
And it's declined by the Yellowjackets. So that'll do it in the first half here at Antamarino Stadium on the campus of Gateway High School in Monroeville. Tremendous facility and boy, Belle Vernon looked unstoppable those first few possessions, Judd. But then Freeport's defense started to stand up a little bit, not giving up anything over the course of the second quarter. Oh, that early touchdown at 11:25. You know, Martin, what can you say about him? That 26-yard touchdown run, just dynamic
Broke up
on the
5
field.
tackles, I think, in one run.
Yeah, but after that, Freeport's defense really got, stout and was able to slow Belle Vernon down, at least for the majority of the second quarter, but still 3 touchdowns on the board for the Leopards, up 21-0 here in this WPIAL 3A semifinal matchup.
Yeah, absolutely, Josh. Belle Vernon looking like a juggernaut there to start things. And I mean, look, it wasn't like they looked horrible to end the half, but I think they kind of took their feet off the pedal a little bit. And I'm just not sure that Freeport was able to kind of meet them with that same offensive power that Belle Vernon has had this whole game. So we'll see what Freeport can do in the locker room, what adjustments they can make, and what they can come back out with here in the second half.
So it looks like the Freeport band is heading to the field, and we will let you folks listen into that on this Douglas Insurance Services halftime show. For Judd Stewart and Mason Flanagan, we'll be back after the halftime festivities.
Good evening, band fans. Get on your feet as we present to you the pride of Freeport High School, the 2022 edition of the Freeport Area Yellowjacket Marching Band. I'm the voice of the band, Belle Vernon. The band is under the student leadership of auxiliary captain Caitlin Hemphill, Jocelyn Nicholas, Lexi Reisman, Gracie Rufner, and Grace Sita. Drum major captain Max Cruz and Joey Nickler-Reese. Drum Major Dominic Pagano, Commanding Officers Sarah Altman, Hunter Burgad, James Howard, and Rebecca Kidler. close this evening's boy band revolution by performing for you that oh so memorable song by the singing siblings Hanson with their mega hit, Bop.
Steffi's Country Catering prepares home-style made-from-scratch dishes that will have you convinced Mom made it. Whatever the occasion, Steffi's Country Catering will have you coming back for every event year-round. Find us on Facebook to place an order or to see our Sunday specials, or call 724-54-85047.
And welcome back to High Top Sports Network. This evening's presentation, WPIAL Class 3A. Volleyball, excuse me. I'm in the volleyball frame of mind. I was looking at football, and I said volleyball, but obviously this is a football game. Kickoff here to start the second half. Belle Vernon up 21-0 on the Freeport Yellowjackets. Stuyvesant takes the kickoff, makes a man miss, and is tackled right around the 31-yard line. Certainly doesn't look like volleyball out there, so my apologies, but we've been doing so much volleyball that
if there was a big net running across the middle of the field, that'd be tough on those kickoffs.
Well, Belle Vernon on top, 21 points in the first quarter and 35 seconds, but since then, Freeport, their defense has strengthened and been able to shut down the Leopards. See if they can carry some momentum here, starting with the ball in the third quarter. Double handoff, and that is, I believe, Stuyvesant. Oh, no, that was Ben Lane, and he's going to be stopped by Quentin Martin.
Yeah, not much there, but trying to establish things early coming out of the locker room. Got that hangover a little bit from going inside and getting nice and warm in the locker room and then having to come back outside to this less than ideal weather out here. So that was a bit of a shock to the system.
So second and 9, excuse me. Croney going to take a shot down the field. He's got a man. Good play. Croney puts it right into the gut of Brady Stuyvesant for a big gain. Biggest play through the air today for Freeport.
Yeah, that's huge for Freeport. Just what they needed. And it looks like they're going to get right back up on the line here. Try to keep some of that hurry-up momentum going here.
Tempo for Freeport. Croney rolling to his left, going to try and get the corner, and he gets just about a yard. Thought he tried to stretch the ball out a little bit there toward the sideline, Judd, but no love from the official on the spot. Only a yard gain there on the keeper from Croney.
Yeah, Freeport threatening here. This is some of the best field position they've had in a long while. So,
well, if you're the Jackets, coming out here and scoring quickly would be just the right medicine. Like I said, the defense really played well pretty much the entire second quarter. Here's Ben Lane trying to find a crack, and he does not. Up front, pressuring that play for Belle Vernon.
Yeah,
Dominic Sasko.
Bit of the problem there, Josh, is that the Belle Vernon defense is playing almost as good as the Freeport defense is, so maybe even better in some aspects, but that's been the tough thing all night that the Yellowjackets have. It's an uphill battle for sure.
And Croney looking to throw, steps around a man, going deep, and missing Clark here on the near sideline.
Incomplete. Fourth down.
Very forceful address announcer here.
Yeah. Fourth down. And it looks like
they got their offense still out
there. Yeah, the offense going to stay on the field here for the Jackets. So Croney in the shotgun. Freeport going to take a chance here early. Rolling. Throws toward Lane. Lane hadn't had his head around yet. And that one ends up incomplete. So another turnover on downs for the Jackets. We've seen that 3 times so far tonight, Judd.
Yeah, kind of an interesting call there. I'm not sure, I guess I get what you're trying to do there early on in the second half. Keep the momentum going. You've got some of your best field position of the evening. Want to keep that going forward. But a little curious there for me. I'm not so sure that I would have gone for that on fourth down. I might have punted it away and kept the Belle Vernon sort of pin back. You've got Wetzel there with that good leg. I think maybe a directional punt might have been better, but hey, that's why I'm up here.
So that was Getico up the middle, and a good gain there on first down. Looks like a gain of about 8 for Jake Getico.
Second down, 2.
So 2nd and 2 for the Leopards. Lux takes the, oh man, that one went right through the hands of Colton Lee and out of bounds. Boy, I'll tell you what, Lux put a little heat on that, and that might have been a little too strong for Lee.
Yeah, in and out of his hands. Just not able to hold on to that ball. And it's going to bring up a 3rd and 2, it looks like.
So 3 in the backfield. Everybody at the line of scrimmage for Freeport, blowing up the play and able to hang on and make the tackle. Jackson Reiser getting in there on Martin.
Great defensive play by Freeport there.
Wow, Reiser. And that's going to force a 4th down here for Belle Vernon. So again, Freeport's defense standing strong.
Yeah, absolutely, Josh. Again, maybe I'm don't know what I'm talking about here because they it must be the coaches have a lot of faith in their defense there to go for that 4th down play, and the defense showing them why you should have the confidence in them. Oh, and it's blocked.
Oh, blocked. They finally got in there, Judd. Nearly blocked a couple in the first half, and Freeport does it. And it looked like Otterman and Reiser in there again on the pressure.
Yeah, terrific pressure. And now essentially what you've done is flip the field, right? I mean, now that 4th down play almost, it's kind of like it doesn't even mean anything because now you're almost back where you were. You're maybe even a little bit better field position where you were. And now it's a good opportunity to try to put some points on the board here and get something going early in this early in this second half.
So after the block punt, great field position at the 34-yard line of the Leopards. Freeport takes over. 9 minutes left in the 3rd quarter here on this Armstrong County Memorial Hospital Concussion Care Clinic game night. My name is Josh Schreckengoss. To my left, Judd Stewart. To his left, Mason Flanagan on the boards. Happy to bring this one to you this evening. Crony option pitch to Lane. Lane finding a crack. Lane going to be close to the 1st down marker. Gain of about 9 for Ben Lane.
Looks like he's just about 2, maybe 3 yards short of that 1st down. So a great run there by Lane. That's a long 2.
Crony takes the snap, keeps it himself. Not much doing right there. Belle Vernon swallows him up. I think that was no gain right there.
Yeah, looks like it.
So 3rd and maybe 4 now, a loss.
Jeez.
A loss there by Crony. Freeport trying to make it happen here on this drive after the block punt by Jackson Reiser. Crony. Oh, he pitches it, and he got rid of it just in time to Ben Lane. Wow, that was a dangerous pitch by Crony to Lane, but a 1st down.
Yep.
And now Freeport deep in Belle Vernon territory inside, or right outside, the ball kissing the 20-yard line, the Steffi's Country Catering red zone.
Just pitching that ball at that last second in traffic. Not always the wisest thing to do, but had a lot of confidence there in Ben Lane, did Gavin Crony, and it ended up working out for Freeport.
Crony again going to pitch this time to Zach Clark. He gets hit by a man and bounces off a tackler, able to fall forward for about 2.
Freeport threatening here. They are.
Well, they're inside the
firmly
Steffi's Country
inside the
Catering.
red zone, yeah.
Check out at Terry Steffi at Facebook. Get those Sunday takeout orders in. Terry had some pretty good deals he just put up today, so check him out, Steffi's Country Catering. Search Terry Steffi on Facebook. put in those Sunday takeout orders. Crony in the pocket, got a man over the middle. That was Clark. He hangs onto it, but a false start.
Oh,
And I'll tell you what, that was a heck of a catch by Zach Clark,
Sure
even though
was.
that play didn't count. Reaching back right in front of the defender, snagging it with one hand and hauling it in. Would have been a touchdown, but the false start blows the play dead.
yeah, that's tough. Great individual effort there by Clark, but unfortunately that doesn't count. That only counts for him. He'll remember that one. Remember that time I had that awesome catch in the WPIAL semis, and unfortunately it was a false start. That's his Al Bundy moment there, maybe.
No, Al Bundy scored four in a game, like Ben Lane.
In a state championship game, nonetheless.
The great Polk High.
That's right.
So now outside the Steffi's Country Catering red zone, Freeport facing a 2nd and 13 from the 23, and we're going to get
Timeout.
a timeout. That is a Dr. Bert Hepner timeout. Thanks to Dr. Hepner for being our timeout sponsor this evening. And we're going to take a quick commercial break to thank our broadcast booth sponsor, Armstrong Indoor Athletics. We'll be right back.
Armstrong Indoor Athletics, located at 132 South Grand Street Avenue in downtown Katanning, offers a state-of-the-art training facility and top-tier instruction by experienced coaches to help turn your youngster into the best baseball or softball player they can be. Batting cage and bullpen lane rentals are available for 30 to 60-minute sessions, and you can also sign your baseball or softball player up for private hitting, pitching, fielding, and catching instruction with our knowledgeable staff. Be sure to visit Armstrong Indoor Athletics online at aia.team or call them at 724-599-9761 for more information today.
So every third down important in a playoff game, but this one an ever important, third down for the Jackets.
Yeah, Josh, you're right. This is probably the most momentum, right, that Freeport's had all night long, and you'd hate to see the wind get taken out of these sails here. This is a very important play.
Crony trying to find a man, and he takes a sack, and that's just what I was going to say before that snap. I didn't say it because I didn't want to talk it into existence, but I said the only thing you can't do here is take a sack on this play.
Yep, and he knows it too. You can see his body language. He knew that was the last thing he wanted to have on that play, and that's unfortunate. They're going to send out the
Well, that would
punt
be
team, it looks like.
that would be a 48-yarder for Wetzel, and he's going to try it. So get ready, folks. Wetzel, a 48-yard field goal try, boots it. That one's going to be short. Looks like he just got a little bit under it. Wetzel frustrated, but I mean, that is by no means an easy kick.
Not at all.
Not even for an NFL kicker. You know, a 48-yarder, especially in high school. I mean, it's a cold night. That ball not flying like it would on a warm evening.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like you said before, whenever you're catching that ball, it's rock hard because it's cold out. You know, and that one, I think Wetzel just caught it a little bit underneath. You know, it's kind of like when you get a little too much of the earth, you know, when you're hitting an iron shot in golf. Kind of saps the distance. So taking over at the 20-yard line will be the Leopards. 5:18 left here in the third quarter. And tackled by Colton Otterman is Lux on the keeper.
Locks on the carry. Stopped by 59. Haydock. Second down.
And here comes Belle Vernon again. Lux under center. Hands it off to Martin, I think, there. Martin gets about 8. And there's going to be a flag. Yeah, I saw that. That was maybe a block in the back, maybe a blindside block. Could even call that some unnecessary roughness. Looked like one of the Belle Vernon players came in there and finished off one of the Freeport players. And somebody's down out there, unfortunately. I'm not sure that it was the same young man that was that was hit to draw the flag. But we've got a Freeport player down there, so we'll take a couple minutes here, make sure he's okay. The referees are still calling that same foul, though, and it's going to be 3rd down. I think they did call it block in the back on that one.
So player down on the field, 4:34 left here in the 3rd quarter. WPIAL Class 3A semifinal football matchup, Freeport and Belle Vernon. The Leopards up 21-0 on this Armstrong County Memorial Hospital Concussion Care Clinic game night.
Yeah, looks like the Freeport player is up and moving, and they're going to get him off the field. Here comes Freeport back out onto the field, and obviously, like we said, Josh, there was it looked like actually it might be a personal foul because they're backing him up pretty far. I thought maybe blocking the back, but I think they're going to call a personal foul, unnecessary roughness on that play, and that's going to knock Belle Vernon back quite a bit here. So that's going to be a 2nd and 12. Maybe, I guess it was maybe a block in the back.
So 3rd and 16 here for the Leopards. Quick out to Martin. He's got a couple of blockers in front of him. His play's worked well, but he's not going to get enough for a 1st down here. That play has worked extremely well for Belle Vernon tonight. Those quick outs to Martin, just kind of stretching the field, getting those defenders, a couple of wide receivers downfield to block those defenders in the secondary, but Martin unable to get it across the 30-yard line. So it's going to be 4th and about, well, it looks like about 4 right now, 4th and 4 for the Leopards.
Belle Vernon, can't tell, are they going to go for it? Are they going to, no, maybe they're going to punt it away.
Well,
certainly going to use some clock while they wait.
Well, they are not going to punt it
go
away.
for it. Wow.
Unless this is a pooch punt from Gavin Lux, but interested to see. Well, that is going to be Martin taking the direct snap, and he is leveled. And coming up to get him was Ben Lane, getting up slowly. Boy, Lane that was Jackson Reiser. I only saw the 1-2. And then Reiser turned around, and that shoulder bothering him as it's hanging at his side right now.
The old dead arm maybe took a stinger there.
Well, it was the same side where Lane would have come up, and I thought it was Lane originally, but it was Jackson Reiser going in there and just leveling Quentin Martin. A turnover on downs. Interesting play call right there by Belle Vernon. I get it. You're up 3 touchdowns, and you know what? You get that 1st down right there. The chains are moving. The clock is moving. I get it. But now you're giving Freeport a chance to get back into this game.
Yeah.
They take over on the Belle Vernon 28-yard line.
That's kind of as we watch this play here.
Well, Crony taking his time. Oh, he had a man that was Sullivan, but I think Sullivan got his feet caught in the turf a little bit and unable to make that cut toward the near pylon. Oh, that's tough.
So kind of, what I was getting at there before that play was that, Freeport's defense, pretty much from that second period, goodness gracious, I got hockey on my brain all the time.
See, I said volleyball before. Yeah. You said period. Our brains are all over the place, but it's all sports.
Indeed, always on sports, always on the right sport. But you've seen some plays here by Freeport's defense. It's from that pretty much that second quarter on here. They've really kept them in it, but the offense has just kind of not been able to catch that same fire.
Well, unable to catch fire right there was Crony, as he's brought down for a loss. So third down now and 11 for the Jackets. Clock winding. 3:35 left in the third quarter. And a very important play once again here on third down for Freeport. Crony pitch, and they're going to look to throw again. That's Clark, but he couldn't get rid of it.
Oh, no.
And he's wrapped up and dropped right in front of the Belle Vernon sideline by number 4, Parker Jewell.
Looks like Clark might have hurt his foot a little bit on that one. Still down.
Well, Belle Vernon really not giving Freeport any time to do anything on that particular play. And as you said, Clark down right in front of that Belle Vernon sideline. So we're going to take a quick commercial break to thank our broadcast sponsor this evening, Armstrong Indoor Athletics in Katanning. For Judd Stewart and Mason Flanagan, we'll be right back.
Armstrong Indoor Athletics, located at 132 South Grand Street Avenue in downtown Katanning, offers a state-of-the-art training facility and top-tier instruction by experienced coaches to help turn your youngster into the best baseball or softball player they can be. Batting cage and bullpen lane rentals are available for 30 to 60-minute sessions, and you can also sign your baseball or softball player up for private hitting, pitching, fielding, and catching instruction with our knowledgeable staff. Be sure to visit Armstrong Indoor Athletics online at aia.team or call them at 724-599-9761 for more information today.
Run another one of those. Fourth down here for the Yellowjackets. Crony in the shotgun. 4th and 18. Freeport going to have to take a shot. Crony does just that. Deep, double covered, and picked off by Belle Vernon. Racing up the sideline, and a big fall. Flags coming in everywhere. That was Quentin Martin with the interception. And flags coming in all over the place at the end of that play. That usually signifies an illegal block on that interception return. And, 4th and 18, Judd, right there, you got to take a shot, and that's what Freeport did. And Quentin Martin, obviously a multi-talented, dynamic athlete back there, double covering Ben Lane on that route and just took it away.
Yep, absolutely did. Again, very good defense that we've seen all night here from Belle Vernon. They've had an answer for just about everything that Freeport has thrown at them. And great coverage there, like we said, and not much Gavin Crony could do. He had to take a shot. It looked like he had a man there for just a minute, but that window closed so quickly. And that just goes to show you when you have defenders that can kind of swarm to the ball, know where it is, kind of know where you're thinking, know what kind of area you want to put it in, you're going to see that happen more times than not. So
the officials, still sorting out the penalties. Because there were multiple flags that came in. Don't know if it was all for the same thing, but pretty sure the way they came flying in, it's going to go against Belle Vernon. We will find out right now.
Hold, no, that's against Freeport.
Oh, wow, hold.
Declining. Oh, and a hold against Belle Vernon as well.
So offsetting penalties right there, and the Leopards will take over at the 44-yard line, their own 44-yard line, after that interception by Quentin Martin. He's been everywhere tonight.
Sure has.
Here's a handoff. And making Freeport really scramble to try and bring him down was Martin. Oh, boy.
Oh, boy.
Extracurriculars as Lane was laying on top of Martin after making that tackle, but a big run by Martin right there. Going to be spotted at the Freeport 38-yard line, so an 18-yard run on first down by Quentin Martin.
Yeah, big play there for sure for Belle Vernon. And Belle Vernon snaps it here. He drops back to throw. He's got a man. Oh, just in and out of his hand.
Jinx on that one, Judd. We both were like, oh, because Lux laid it out there. I think that was Chase Rukonen trying to get to that ball. So the Leopards will have it 2nd and 10 here at the Freeport 38 after that deep shot. Lux just missing Rukonen over his hands. I mean, it kind of looked like it went through Rukonen's hands.
It did. He definitely got a hand on it. Much of one, but enough.
Well, tripped up right there is Quentin Martin.
Oh, boy, we've got some.
Another good play by the Freeport interior. That was Colton Otterman getting in there and cutting down Quentin Martin. So that's going to make it 3rd and 10. No gain on that play for Martin.
So other than, some of those, kind of those 2 huge runs for Martin and one other, kind of a, tough play, Freeport's really been able to stay in it all night long.
You got to give credit to this Yellowjackets defense. They have played lights out since the first quarter. I think Belle Vernon kind of caught them a little off guard and stung them a little bit, and a good run, and just getting the ankle tackle there was Gavin Croney, and that was, I believe, number 10, Jake Gettico. So Gettico has been running the ball strong tonight. Good compliment to Quentin Martin, and we are under 1 minute to play here in the 3rd. So this game moving along quickly. 35 seconds left in the 3rd. Handoff Gettico. He's met by Reiser, and Reiser hanging on to the ankles, and he'll drop Gettico. Not until Gettico gets a couple of yards right there. It looks like almost 4. And this could be the final play. That looks to be the final play of the 3rd quarter. We'll see. 12 seconds left. Doesn't look like Belle Vernon is in any hurry to get up to the ball on the 20-yard line. Right outside the Steffi's Country Catering red zone. Terry's got plenty of awesome desserts available for the Thanksgiving holiday, so check them out at Terry Steffi, and that'll do it here in the 3rd quarter. Freeport trailing 21-0 to the number 1 seeded Belle Vernon Leopards. Central Valley up 19-0 over Thomas Jefferson in the 4A bracket. We just heard that. Couldn't hear the McKeesport-Aliquippa score. Would like to hear that one come through. Mason, you know you have a microphone. You could tell the folks out there. Oh, well, unmute yourself, bud. You got the score updates. Bring the heat.
Yeah.
Yeah, the only score update I have is Avonworth 21, Shady Side Academy 0 at the end of 3.
Yellowjackets making their way down the field as the teams switch sides here, getting ready for the 4th quarter at Antimarino Stadium here in Monroeville, home of the Gateway Gators. Thanks again to Gateway Athletic Director Don Hall for making us feel so comfortable and so at home here as we are ready to get it underway in the fourth quarter. Belle Vernon up on the ball, 2nd and 7. Freeport defense has held Belle Vernon in check ever since the very beginning of the second quarter. Quick throw to Martin from Lux, and Martin going to be sprinting toward the end zone. Oh, he's hit hard out of bounds by Lane, and the penalty flags come in. Oh, man, I thought that was a borderline play right there, Judd, and Lane.
Yep.
He gets the laundry on the field.
Yeah, again, we talked about how tough it is to kind of tell. These sidelines are weird. They're black at certain points, and then they thin out kind of toward the top of the black thins out toward the top of the, about the red zone. And I'm not making excuses for Ben Lane here. I probably would have pulled up myself. Well, I say that here as I stand here in my puffer jacket and jeans. But, yeah, that probably a little on the edge. And at this point of the game, the referees are looking for that kind of stuff. They're trying to keep this thing from getting too much out of hand. And so they're going to throw a flag on that every time.
So 1st and goal to go for the Leopards. And a flag comes in. Maybe a procedure penalty against Belle Vernon. And, Lane, those are the toughest ones, I'll tell you, because you're trying to take an angle on a guy. And it was indeed a false start against Belle Vernon. But you're trying to take an angle on a guy, and you know how fast Quentin Martin is.
Right.
And it's like, it's so hard to pull back. You kind of feel for him. It didn't look malicious. It wasn't like there was any jawing or anything after that.
No, not at all.
But, Lane ultimately whistled for that penalty, and it made it 1st and goal. But Belle Vernon going back 5 yards with that procedure penalty. So the ball now spotted on the Freeport 12-yard line. Well, excuse me, the 10-yard line. There's a lot of lines out there. I was looking at the box for soccer, and there's Gedico. He's going to sprint toward the end zone and get in. Gedico scores. The lights flash here at Antamarino Stadium as Jake Gedico adds the first touchdown since 11:25 left in the second quarter. So it's been a long time without a score here.
Has been, yeah.
Gedico, a 10-yard touchdown run. And we will see if the Clean Air Duct Cleaners extra point is up and good. We have an injured Leopard on the field here, so let's swing the camera.
I got your answer, Josh. I'll butt in. I got your answer on Alan Quippa. Got 21-0. Quip's up.
Not surprised. They're pretty good.
Yeah, that tweet went out about 13 minutes ago, so I'll continue to try to watch when I can.
Well, we certainly appreciate that score update, Mason. So now 27-0. Belle Vernon on top of Freeport. A lefty kicker in here for the Leopards. That is number 86, Willie Schwera. And Schwera up and into the band.
The band is on the field.
Didn't hit the trombone player that time. Nope. Just chipped it through, so that's 28-0. Now Belle Vernon on top after that. Clean Air Duct Cleaners, excuse me, extra point. Thanks to Clean Air Duct Cleaners for jumping on board here right before this game to be our extra point sponsor this evening. It was really phenomenal that the Clean Air Duct Cleaners Company and the farmhouse at Sarver got in touch with us while we were setting up equipment, which was great. Took a couple of phone calls. We multitask here at High Top Sports Network.
Always making deals here at High Top Sports Network.
Well, it's just, I talked to Hugh Rumbaugh, the owner of the farmhouse, and I said, what would you like me to focus on? What would you like me to tell the people? He just said, just tell them that we want to be a part of this community and sponsor our athletes, sponsor, a community service like what High Top Sports Network does to bring, this action to the fans out there. So much appreciated to Mr. Rumbaugh and the farmhouse.
Before the kickoff here, got a text right before I read the Aliquippa score update. Hayes had an 8-yard touchdown, 28-0 Aliquippa, thanks to Joe Rhodes back at the house.
Joe Rhodes, thank you, sir. He's been providing score updates on your screen this evening, so much appreciated to High Top Sports Network's founding father, Joe Rhodes. He's being a father tonight. He's got his youngster, but still never far away from the action. So we appreciate you, Joe. Thanks for sending that score update through. Quips on top by 4 scores. As are the Leopards here. Belle Vernon on top of Freeport by 4 scores, 28-0, 11:44 left in the fourth quarter. So Freeport trying to do something here. Crony direct snap, and he's up right around the 30-yard line.
You'd like to see Freeport be able to at least get into the end zone here on one of these drives. They've worked really hard here tonight, and certainly you'd like to see the defense be rewarded for their good efforts tonight. And I know, look, we're saying that was a 28-0 game, but I think that score is not necessarily reflective of how well the Freeport defense has played tonight.
So Crony back in the pocket, under pressure, rolling out, got to get rid of it. Firing towards Parker Lucas, but short hopped in there. So that's going to bring up a 3rd and 6 here for the Jackets. 11:02 left in regulation.
Oh, got Ben Lane down there, it looks like.
Well, looks to be just a cramp there for young Mr. Lane, so hopefully that's all there is to it.
Feels very, is it quiet here, Josh? Is
Yeah,
it me?
I mean, oh my goodness. You know what? It's a really cold night.
It is.
And we spoke to one of the custodians, Mason and I did, when we were walking in, and he said, I just had to salt all the bleachers.
Well, and there's not a lot of, like, this is a very open stadium, so I'm sure the wind is ripping through there right now.
Well, I went down to the concession stand earlier, and everybody bundled up, and I saw one guy in shorts.
Shorts?
Oh, yeah, shorts.
Woo!
And he was walking through. He had a long-sleeve T-shirt on,
Oh,
no jacket, of course.
My.
And he was walking through. He was shaking hands. It looked like he knew everybody. And
hey, shorts guy.
And he was wearing shorts.
Bodysuit man.
Bodysuit man.
Had to get one in there, Josh.
Yeah, no doubt. Hey, it's Bodysuit man. Streak on, Bodysuit man. So that will get us back to the action here after Ben Lane gets stretched out. Looked like just a cramp there for Lane. So hopefully okay. Crony going down the sideline and coming back to make the play. Was that Lane?
I think that was Stuyvesant, actually. Yeah, that,
yeah.
That was number 9. Excuse
Parker
me.
Lucas. Parker Lewis.
Parker Lewis can't lose. Remember that show?
I do remember that show. We're dating ourselves here, Judd. But it's definitely Parker Lucas for Freeport. But there was a show back in the early 90s called Parker Lewis Can't Lose. Synchronize your swatches, Judd.
That's right. Was that on Fox, I think? That was an early Fox show?
I remember Kubiak.
Yeah, Kubiak.
Unbelievable. Well, Parker Lucas with a big reception, and now a good carry right there on first down, cutting it back to the inside before being tripped up. That was Colton Otterman.
Kubiak went on to be on ER.
That's true.
He was always Kubiak to me.
I know. Every time you see that face, it's Kubes.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're looking for great sports coverage in early 90s to mid to late 90s pop culture references, just tune in to Judd and myself. We'll get you Seinfeld in there.
That's
and I didn't realize we were going to throw Parker Lewis in there tonight, but so Crony on a 2nd and 7, taking a shot down the field, trying to come back for it was Lucas.
He was out of bounds.
Wow, that's those sidelines
weird.
again.
Those sidelines are so weird. It's hard to tell where you are on the field. Can't believe they were allowed to do that.
And black yard markers too.
Yeah.
So, it's definitely a different look.
There's a lot of colors going on the field tonight, but not a lot of. It's like a lot of like grays and black, which is actually the absence of color. So that's not even a color. So maybe there aren't as many colors on the field. Well, then again, technically there's one on the field which is all colors. So.
Yeah, that's true. Breaking down the color wheel here.
Science, 90s pop culture. You name it, we've got it here.
And sports.
And sports, of course.
Might not be the sport you're actually watching. We may mention volleyball or hockey. Who knows? Oh, and that one's picked off and taken away by Belle Vernon. Another interception by Freeport. Third one of the game thrown by the Jackets, and that was number 8, Curtis Wade. And I'll tell you what, give Curtis Wade some credit tonight. He is just a freshman out there, Judd, playing 9th grade, big-time varsity ball in the playoffs.
Coming up with a big play there, too. So not just out there for the good looks.
Yeah, right. He had that big tackle for loss in the first half. Came up and shut a play down on 4th down, and right there, getting the pick. And I'll tell you what was impressive. He got the pick, got both feet down, NFL style, and then pointed to the ref like, you saw it.
Yeah. Tell me I'm in on these weird sidelines.
And the referee said, you are indeed in. So Belle Vernon ball, we are going to get a timeout taken by the Leopards. Dr. Bert Hepner timeout here on this Armstrong County Memorial Hospital Concussion Care Clinic game night. Two great entities up there, Armstrong Orthopedics and, of course, the Armstrong County Memorial Concussion Care Clinic. While we have a moment on the field, let's take a quick commercial break. Thank one of our sponsors, Armstrong Indoor Athletics.
Armstrong Indoor Athletics, located at 132 South Grand Street Avenue in downtown Katanning, offers a state-of-the-art training facility and top-tier instruction by experienced coaches to help turn your youngster into the best baseball or softball player they can be. Batting cage and bullpen lane rentals are available for 30 to 60-minute sessions, and you can also sign your baseball or softball player up for private hitting, pitching, fielding, and catching instruction with our knowledgeable staff. Be sure to visit Armstrong Indoor Athletics online at aia.team or call them at 724-599-9761 for more information today.
Welcome back to High Top Sports Network. Our presentation this evening, WPIAL Class 3A semifinal football matchup. Belle Vernon 28, Freeport nothing here in the fourth quarter. Just over 10 minutes to play. Handoff taken, and a good run by Jake Gettico. Once again, down into Freeport territory. Belle Vernon on the move.
Tough to stop him since he's kind of starting to run the ball a little bit here in this second half. Had a nice touchdown run on that last drive, and now he's taking the rock up the field here again.
Well, some more score updates here from Joe Rhodes. Back at High Top Sports Network headquarters, Central Valley 19, Thomas Jefferson nothing. Final, Avonworth 35 over Shady Side Academy 0. The winner of Freeport Belle Vernon will face Avonworth in the WPIAL championship game, and it's looking like a Belle Vernon Avonworth WPIAL 3A championship game. Throw out there by Lux to number 2, Colton Lee. Tried to spin away from a tackler, but was unable to get away from Sip Sellinger. I thought I saw a flag over there, and it was definitely was that a flag going all the way into the Freeport bench?
I didn't see it, Josh. I was resetting the camera. I missed it.
Well, it looked like the official over there that had spotted the ball literally chucked his flag into the Freeport bench.
Well, the Freeport coaches don't agree with whatever it is. They're not happy, and they're giving an earful to the. Oh, and there's another one.
Oh, boy.
Some frustration going on over there on that Freeport sideline right now.
Well, that may mean an ejection with 2 flags going into the Freeport bench. And we will see once it gets sorted out here. But I'm telling you, after the official spotted the ball, the Yellowjacket sideline had to have been chirping at him. And he turned and threw the flag, and it was like all the way back to where those players are on the right of the first down stick. And I mean, back. You never see that. You never see an official throw it
No, you
into
don't.
the sideline. And then, as Coach Gallant and his staff were over there trying to get an explanation or disagreeing with the original flag, another one came out. So we will wait to see. And right now, heading over to talk to the Belle Vernon sideline and head coach Matt Humbert.
So it looked like a personal foul and then an unsportsmanlike. Is that what we saw? There were two hand. I couldn't tell if that was a holding hand gesture or the personal foul hand gesture, mixed with then obviously the unsportsmanlike we saw there at the end, the dead ball foul.
Well, that'll take Belle Vernon all the way down inside the Freeport 10. In the Steffi's Country Catering red zone again are the Leopards. One more score here will set into motion the PIAA mandated 35-point mercy rule clock. We'll see if the Leopards get it on the board right here, and it looks like they do, but another flag comes in. So the touchdown is signaled, but coming all the way across, it's going to be an illegal block. Oh, a hold, excuse me, against the Leopards. So Gedico's touchdown will not count.
Back them up a bit.
8:47 left here in the fourth quarter.
First down.
So push the Belle Vernon Leopards back to the, let's see what that is. I couldn't see before the snap, but Lux keeps it, dragged down from behind. That was all Colton Otterman. And once again, Otterman just having a monster game.
Yep.
I mean, that's just par for the course with him. He has played like, an absolute machine ever since coming back from that strained MCL that he suffered back in early October. And he continues to put up huge tackle numbers, double-digit tackles last week against West Mifflin. So Otterman, a nice play there to stop Lux as we roll toward 8 minutes left in regulation. And the RPO there, handoff to Martin, still on his feet. Martin pushing forward down to about the 2-yard line. Quentin Martin taking a few Yellowjackets for a ride there on second and goal from the 17.
Broken tackles, kind of the story of the game for Belle Vernon tonight.
So that'll make it 3rd and goal from the 3. After that 14-yard run by Quentin Martin. Just a heck of a game from him. He has been impressive on both sides of the ball tonight, Judd. And the handoff inside, that's Gedico. He hops toward the goal line, but stuffed by Ben Lane, and also in there for the Jackets, Sean Sellinger.
Yep, just stopped short of the goal line there. Met nicely by Ben Lane.
Well, that was Gedico, and he kind of hopped over the initial pile, but Lane in there to stand him up, and then Sellinger came in and also helped finish off the tackle. So let's see if Lux, yes he does, 6'5", keeps it himself, plows forward for what looks to be a touchdown. It is. Gavin Lux will send the lights a-flicker in here at Antamarino Stadium in Monroeville, and that will put Belle Vernon up 34-0 in this WPIAL 3A semifinal matchup.
Yeah, pretty good offensive showing here all night long. A bit of time between scores, right? It sort of felt like all the scoring happened at the beginning of the game, and then Freeport really kind of stepped it up there and shut them down there for a bit, and Belle Vernon kind of didn't have an answer for that middle part of the game, and then coming out of halftime, same thing, but looks like here at the end, looks like here at the end of the game, Belle Vernon's pulled away.
Well, that one is over the band by Willie Schwera. Clean Air Duct Cleaners extra point, up and good, and now 35-0 Belle Vernon on top of Freeport. 6:53 remaining in regulation. Looking like Belle Vernon will be making their way to Acrisure Stadium to take on Avonworth in the WPIAL Championship. I'll tell you what, it feels good when the heat comes out from
Yes.
underneath the table.
It is nice. It's very nice.
Love this press box.
Yes, this has been fine accommodations here tonight. They've taken good care of us here at the Gateway High School.
Also great feature, elevator, straight down concession stand right there.
See, here I thought you were going to say it was easy for you to get the equipment up here tonight. But
It was. It was. He said, do you want to take the elevator? And I'm thinking,
Do
yeah.
I?
Certainly. Mason was like, no, we'll carry it. And I was like, Mason, come on.
Come on now.
Now, Mason and I went right for that elevator.
I went for the heat inside the building.
Yeah, that's true. But we got a great parking space. Just walked it right up here, and they opened it up for us. We got to take the elevator upstairs. So
First class all the way.
yeah, I wish every setup was that simple. But can't always be aces. Stuyvesant returning this kick out to the 28-yard line, and that is where Freeport will take over. Another score update from HTSN headquarters thanks to Joe Rhodes. 35-0 Quips. 3 minutes left in regulation. So Aliquippa on their way back to Acrisure Stadium will face the winner of Central Valley, Thomas Jefferson. Central Valley up 19-0 at last check in that matchup. Thanks to Mr. Rhodes for keeping us updated. So right now, Freeport, not much you can do. I mean, they've given it a valiant effort tonight. Pitch on the optional lane, and he's cut down behind the line of scrimmage. And look who it is. I think that was that Lee? Yeah, Colton Lee in there to tackle his numerical counterpart.
Mm-hmm.
I like to use that mostly during softball, when a pitcher
Sure.
has the same number as a hitter.
It applied here, though, too.
Oh, it did. Lee came up and stopped Lane for a 3-yard loss. So Freeport, just maybe, here's what you're playing for right now is to break that shutout.
Yep. Oh, we got...
That's going to be a timeout, I believe, taken by the Yellowjackets. Oh, and a flag comes in.
Oh, my goodness.
Delay of game. That wasn't a timeout. That was actually a delay of game penalty against the Jackets as the play clock wound down to 0. So that'll push Freeport back 5 more yards, make it a 2nd and 18 here with 5:30 left in regulation. Clock now winding again. Belle Vernon. They've been very impressive tonight, Judd. I can't say enough with how they've... And that ball... Well, they're going to call that an incomplete pass, I think. Kind of looked like a fumble. They were trying that double handoff thing again to...
I'm a little surprised they're going to call that a pass, yeah.
Well, the official certainly signaled incomplete right there. And that, I'll tell you what, that looked like they've run the double handoff a few times tonight.
Sure.
And it just looked like it was a missed exchange. That ball came out, but official quick to rule it an incomplete pass.
Yeah, they blew those whistles immediately.
So 3rd and 18 here for the Jackets. 4:42 left in regulation. Crony looking. Here comes the pressure. Rolling. Fires right before he goes out of bounds. He was looking for Parker Lucas, but that called him Parker Lewis again.
He did it again.
Oh, man.
Just got some bad information in there. Or
We're all looking at the same roster, which is funny.
lost TV shows on the mind.
Well, even though an incomplete pass right there by the Jackets, the clock will roll. Belle Vernon up 35-0 in this WPIAL 3A semifinal matchup. Winner faces Avonworth at Acrisure Stadium for the WPIAL championship next week. Oh, snap. Oh, Wetzel under pressure. Wetzel gets away. pushing forward. Oh, takes a
my.
shot. He fumbles. Wetzel able to recover his own fumble, but man alive, he was running for his life right there, and then put on the brakes. You know, if you're a punter, you don't want to put on the brakes.
No, you do not, because everybody on the field is looking to tee off on you.
Yeah.
And I give him credit for standing in there, but
He took a shot, man.
Sure did.
That ball came out, and Wetzel, give him credit, heads up, able to fall on top of it. I mean, it doesn't matter anyways. It's 4th down. Belle Vernon recovers right there. They're getting the ball in the same place, but man, oh man, Wetzel living dangerously. Not his fault. Tough snap to field. So Lux, that's a handoff right there. Getico, and he will score. Jake Getico from exactly 20 yards out. And that is his second touchdown of the quarter at 3:15 here in the 4th. Jake Getico, 6 foot, 205-pound junior, scampers in from 20 yards out. And our clean air duct cleaners extra point about to be attempted by Belle Vernon's Willie Schwera. And let's see. I see the tubas are both up. Can he put it in the tuba? Oh. Chip shot toward it. Oh, a couple rows short of the tuba into the band. And that will put Belle Vernon up by a score of 42-0.
Getico here with a big second half. As I see you jotting some notes down there, you've got his name written a few times.
Yes, sir. Well, I was just going over, checking out our touchdown scorers this evening for the Leopards. And it got underway as quarterback Gavin Lux on that RPO faked us all out, faked me out.
Sure did.
Faked the Freeport.
Then the lights faked us out.
Yeah, faked the Freeport. Oh, the lights freaked us out. The Freeport defense unable to tackle Lux on the first touchdown of the game. That was 8:23 of the first quarter, 16-yard score. And then Quentin Martin got to work, 45-yard touchdown reception, and about 44 yards after the catch on that 45-yard touchdown reception by Lux, he took a quick out and made the entire defense miss on the way to the end zone. And just inside the beginning of the second quarter, Martin struck again from 26 yards out, this time a rush on the ground. And that made it 21-0. That was the score at halftime. And it remained that way into this fourth quarter. Jake Getico, a 10-yard touchdown run at 11:50. And then a 1-yard sneak for a touchdown by Gavin Lux. And then that 20-yard touchdown run by Getico. And that has made it 42-0. Ben Lane on the reverse. On the return, runs into his own man. Oh, and it looked like he could have gotten some more yardage, but ran into his own man on the return. That was Dean Fuhrer. He and Lane collided right there on the return. It was a good play. That kick originally fielded by Sip Sellinger.
Yep.
And, you know, the reverse to Lane, he had some room over there and just unfortunately made contact with Fuhrer.
Yep, that was a nice play. Good effort there by Lane. But like you said, just kind of got bottled up there a little bit and bumped into one of his own guys.
So Freeport offense back on the field. 2:44 left in this one. And we've got the backups in for the Jackets. As Sean Sellinger is at quarterback, that handoff, you won't see that very often. Number 51 taking a handoff.
No, you don't see that very often at all. Unless it's some kind of eligible type play, but yeah.
I believe that's Taylor King wearing number 51. So King got that handoff, and we are right at 2 minutes. Sellinger fires. He's picked off. by Alonzo Wade, and Wade trying to get into the end zone, but he is tackled by Taylor King. So the 4th interception thrown tonight by Freeport, a couple by Croney, one on a trick play from Stuyvesant, and then Sellinger, that one with the backups in the game. 1:57 left, 4th quarter. Belle Vernon going to take over at the Freeport 8. And that's about all she wrote.
Yep, unfortunately, I think you're right, Josh. With this clock kind of winding down here, we're just over just under 2 minutes here. It's been a tough night here for the Yellowjackets. Great season, though. Nothing to hang their heads about at all there.
Fantastic season. They're going to end this season 10-2 on the year, advancing to the WPIAL semifinals. Won the Allegheny 6 Conference in 3A, and really handed it to West Mifflin in the quarterfinals last week.
Sure did.
42-6, and now Belle Vernon in the victory formation. And that will just about do it. 1:10 left in regulation. Thanks to all of our sponsors this evening. We'd like to just go down the line and thank everyone who has been a part of tonight's broadcast and who has helped out throughout this postseason as Belle Vernon prepares to take another snap and put it on a knee. That is Cole Doppelheuer. Well, he is one of the backs in there. I can't see the quarterback's number. But downed once again, and the quarterback is actually number 13, Chase Mertz, for Belle Vernon. And that should do it for this one. Thanks to our official broadcast sponsor, or official broadcast partner and title sponsor this evening, Armstrong County Memorial Hospital Concussion Care Clinic. State-of-the-art innovative treatment of concussions. You can find them at Armstrong County Memorial Hospital. And really, just very thankful for their support of our coverage of Freeport football as the teams meet at the 50-yard line for the ceremonial post-game handshake. Thanks also to our pregame sponsor, Sarver True Value. Thanks to Mike and the crew at Sarver True Value Hardware, your neighborhood hardware store. That's Sarver True Value. Our halftime and our postgame sponsor this evening, Douglas Insurance Services in Sarver, located right next to Freeport Area High School. And Douglas able to find you the best rates because they deal with all of the large major insurance companies, so they can find you the best rates on anything. Homeowners, boat rental, flood insurance, property insurance, whatever you need. Call Marie and the fine folks at Douglas Insurance Services. We would also like to thank Armstrong Indoor Athletics, the premier training facility for youth baseball and softball players in the Armstrong County area. And a lot of the ladies on the back-to-back state champion appearance making Armstrong Riverhawks softball team. A lot of them train at AIA, as a lot of local athletes do as well from several different school districts. But that is located in downtown Katanning. Oh, and Coach Humbert's going to get the Gatorade. Oh, he gets away. They couldn't get the Gatorade out in time to get Coach Humbert. And he high-stepped it away. Looked like Dion getting away from that, from the Gatorade. So Belle Vernon having a heck of a time celebrating out there. Freeport going to take a knee at the 50-yard line here. A little recognition of a well-done season. And we're going to get the alma mater here for Belle Vernon. Their band, they go over and celebrate with the team. But thanks to our broadcast booth sponsor, Armstrong Indoor Athletics, premier spot to train your youngster. Baseball, softball, private instruction available. They also have travel teams that play out of AIA's training facility. Our extra point sponsor tonight jumping on board at the very last minute. We couldn't thank them enough. Clean Air Duct Cleaners. Really appreciate those folks jumping in at the last second. So thanks to Clean Air Duct Cleaners. Our Red Zone sponsor and truly a guy I can call a friend, Steffi's Country Catering. Terry, a fantastic sponsor of both Armstrong and Freeport Athletics. And we cover a lot of those two schools, so thank you to Terry, and thanks to Steffi's Country Catering. Our timeout sponsor this evening, Dr. Bert Hepner at Armstrong Orthopedics, located at Armstrong County Memorial Hospital. Dr. Hepner, consistently rated one of the best orthopedic surgeons in the area. State-of-the-art treatment for hip and knee joint replacement surgery. So thanks to Dr. Hepner. And our play of the game tonight, we have yet to name it. That is courtesy of Tony's Pizza Cafe in Sarver, located directly across the road from Freeport Area High School. And what do you think tonight's play of the game was? I know what mine is.
I'd say it was probably either the 45-yard reception by Martin or that 26-yarder. I don't know which was more impressive. The 26-yarder, not quite as long, but he broke at least 5 tackles to get into the end zone. So I'm going to go with that one.
Well, you know what? I will agree with you. You had the same 2 plays in mind. Look, Lux began the scoring. I think Lux had a really good night tonight at quarterback. Didn't make any mistakes. Protected the ball. Completed those quick outs. Took some deeper shots down the field. Neither team was really hitting in the passing game all that much. I can really only remember one from Freeport, Crony to Stuyvesant here at the beginning of the second half. And also, Lux took some deep shots down the field, unable to connect. But yeah, the play of the game that really showed that Belle Vernon was kind of a notch above where Freeport was that run by Quentin Martin. I mean, he showcased everything: elusiveness, explosiveness, power, speed, and not only just breaking tackles up high, stepping out of them down low. And that put Belle Vernon up 14-0 after the extra point, and really kind of, that was the game right there.
Yep,
so
I agree.
Congratulations to Belle Vernon's Quentin Martin for our Tony's Pizza Cafe player of the game. And finally, our player of the game sponsor, the Farmhouse in Sarver. Really appreciate them jumping on at the very last second. Again, along with Clean Air Duct Cleaners, they got some calls as we were setting up. The equipment was already in place, and, I spoke with Hugh Rumbaugh, Mr. Rumbaugh, the owner of the Farmhouse in Sarver, and he said, is there still time to get in?
There's always time to get in.
And I said, it's an hour to game time. We're set up. We're testing equipment. Yes, of course there's time to get in, Mr. Rumbaugh. So he said, I would like to sponsor player of the game. He said, I want to sponsor our local athletes and the community service that you guys, meaning High Top Sports Network, do to help bring these games and these, high-intensity, meaningful high school sports contests out there to the people, to the public. And I said, certainly, what would you like me to talk about? He said, let's just talk about, how hard these kids have worked all year long to get to this point, both Freeport and Belle Vernon. So thanks to the Farmhouse in Sarver, our player of the game. And Judd, who do you think our player of the game should be tonight?
I tell you what, it's a tough one. I think unfortunately, or fortunately, for depending on which side you look at it, it all goes Belle Vernon's way, in my opinion. I thought Lux was great all game long. He kind of set the tone. Martin with those 2 touchdowns, but honestly, I love the way that Gedico kid runs, and for me to close out a game like that, to come in that second half and just kind of take over the way he did, he gets my vote for the evening.
The saying, there's flash and dash, and that is Martin to a T. I mean, just you could tell the raw physical tools that young man has right there are going to take him to the next level. It's just a matter of where he goes and how he performs at the next level, because you could just tell looking at him, he's a Division I athlete.
For sure.
He's got it all, and I will sit here and tell you, I was looking to be impressed by Quentin Martin tonight, and I was. But I agree with you, Judd. Jake Gedico coming in there in the second half, really putting the hammer down. He's not the flash and dash like Martin. He's the smash. And he did it tonight in the fourth quarter. A couple of touchdown runs in the fourth quarter. And it's not like this game was in question at the time, but it's not like Freeport was giving it to him either.
Sure.
I mean, he powered, and he also had a touchdown taken away by a penalty as well. So I will also agree with you on that. Our Farmhouse and in Sarver player of the game is Belle Vernon running back, junior Jake Gettico. So congratulations to Jake Gettico, and congratulations to the Leopards on a hard-fought battle. They will advance to the WPIAL championship game where they will face Avonworth, the Lopes. It's going to be a good one at Acrisure Stadium. Thank you to Douglas Insurance Services, our post-game sponsor this evening. So that's going to do it here at Annie Marino Stadium in Monroeville, home of the Gateway Gators. Beautiful facility. Thanks for the hospitality once again to Gateway and Athletic Director Don Hall. Well, Judd, any parting words for the folks out there?
No, I just, want to congratulate Freeport one more time on a terrific season. I had the pleasure of covering a lot of their games, a lot of them with you, Josh. So I know how hard these kids worked all year. I know what good athletes they are. And while the result wasn't what they wanted tonight, I think they can leave the field tonight with their heads held high, and they accomplished a lot this year. So I just want to commend them one more time for a great season. I know that these seniors are probably feeling a little empty right now, but they were a huge part of this team, a huge part of the season, and I don't think they get here without those guys. So good on you, Freeport, and we hope to see you back here again soon.
And we hope to see you folks out there back again soon. Judd, hoops only a couple of weeks away.
Can't wait.
And you know what it was like last year.
It was a frenzy.
A mad dash through the basketball season. High Top Sports Network felt like we were in a gym, different gym every other night.
You can catch me at the concession stand, as I said, more in those basketball games because I'm coming right from work.
Yeah.
And that's like dinner for me. So I'm coming for you here this season as well.
Well, we will be out and about during basketball season. This, our final broadcast of the 2022 fall sports season. Mason, any parting words for the folks out there?
Oh, it's always a pleasure. Anytime I can get a chance to come out, even if it's running everything that I possibly can, trying to experiment with the different replays. Had a couple good ones.
Yeah, I was checking them out on the monitor, everything.
He's got his mobile command center over here.
That's right.
Just trying to stay over here. I'll apologize for the clock. It was maybe a couple seconds off throughout the
you were
at the end of
golden.
the day, the end of the day, great night of football. It's great to see these athletes come out and face the adversity of some different weather conditions over the past couple weeks. And at the end of the day, battling through that, it's an honor to be a part of covering that.
Well put, gentlemen. And I think that's going to do it for me. I don't have to add anything to that. Great sign off there, guys. Thanks again to everyone who tuned in this evening, no matter where you found us, be it here on High Top Sports Network or on the Trib High School Sports Network. Thank you for tuning in, everyone. Have a fantastic weekend. Stay safe and be well.